Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have two really fun DIYs to share with you. We've got a simple snow globe and then something that's kind of like a snow globe, but I'm just gonna call it like a winter scene. And it's quite a bit bigger than the snow globes that you would buy or make from the Dollar Tree. And I was really excited about this one. So let's get started. Okay, so for this snow globe, I just picked up one of the snow globes from the Dollar Tree. They're just like one of those little DIY ones. And I'm just using my hairdryer because I don't have a heat gun. Hairdryer works perfect for drying paint, but also for making those tricky labels and stickers to come off much easier and clean. And then I'm going to use this metallic paint. I believe that was by Folk Art. And we're going to give this lid or base, I guess it's the base, a couple coats of the gold metallic paint. I had to do, I think, like 3 coats, and I made sure to dry it in between. I'm also using this paintbrush by Plaid. That's what I'm going to be using today. They sent me these paintbrushes and the ones I'm going to use on the next project, and I'm learning that a really good paintbrush can make a big difference. And so I definitely would recommend checking them out. You can get them like at Walmart or on Amazon. You can get them a lot of different places. Once I got that all painted and it was drying, we're taking off this little plastic piece. That is what you're going to set anything on in the snow globe, and it does come with these little set of instructions if you want to follow what they're doing. I'm not, so I'm doing my own thing. And I have these little wood shapes from Dollar Tree. I was able to find them in the snowman and the tree. They also had them, I think, in angels, but you could also use the little miniature like village pieces that they have at the Dollar Tree as well, or little ornaments, really anything you can find. So this set of paintbrushes was awesome. It had a little picture on the back explaining which style paintbrush would help you do certain things to get a certain look, which is very handy for people who are not professional painters like myself. So I'm going in with, I'm using Holiday Green is the color. I believe that was by Apple Barrel. And I'm just going to give this a couple of coats. I've said this a lot in the last few videos. I'm just trying to use up a bunch of paints that I have on hand that are kind of running low, just to kind of move on to some new fresh paint. So I just kind of pulled out colors that I thought would work from my stash that I'm kind of running out of. And now I'm doing the snowman in white because, you know, that makes sense. And then we're going to go ahead and do the hat in a black paint. I think I ended up choosing like the color pavement or something. Again, just trying to use up the ones that I was getting low on so that I can make room for new bottles of paint in my storage area. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It's something really simple and easy that you can do that helps me out so much. I would greatly appreciate it. Now I'm using this little tool from the Dollar Tree. I believe it's an embossing tool, but you could also use the back of a paintbrush or a toothpick. And I'm just making little dots in different colors to decorate the Christmas tree, and I'm just wiping it off in between with a damp paper towel. And I'm just, you know, just decorating it with little ornaments. These are just ideas of different things that you could do, and this is how I chose to do mine. And then when it came to the snowman, I'm just doing some eyes and nose and buttons in that same black paint that I used for the hat. And then I'm going to put on kind of like a triangle, but anyways, it's a carrot nose. And actually it came out pretty good. This little tool worked pretty well. And then once this is all done, I decided, or once I had the face all done, sorry, I decided to embellish the hat with some little berries and some holly leaves. And I can't really like paint or draw with the embossing tool, but I just kind of dabbed on the leaves to kind of look like leaves. And actually I was pretty pleased with how it came out for working with such a tiny piece. In the end, this isn't going to be super noticeable in the snow globe, but I thought it would just be a fun little detail. And then I'm going to cover the base in Mod Podge just to seal in that paint so it didn't chip off of that plastic. And now we're going to move on to the base. So I would do this differently, but what I did was painted it with white paint and put on some of this faux snow from the Dollar Tree. Now I would glue the other items on first and then go in with Mod Podge and the faux snow. And you're going to see why. When you do glue on the items, whatever you choose, hold them down, and I pulled out some of the footage there, but hold them down until the glue is fully dry and harden, but as you can see, it just came right up because of the layer of faux snow. So I just had to put more hot glue and held it down, and it did eventually work. But I would glue everything down, then just go in with Mod Podge and a small paintbrush and put in the faux snow afterwards. So that is my advice if you decide to do this. And you can use water, I think, in these globes, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going with the faux snow. I poured a little bit in the globe and then put in the bottom, screwed on the gold base, and then I decided it needed something else. So I have this green twine that I picked up at some point from Dollar Tree, but you could use some yarn or some ribbon. And I just wrapped it around a bunch of times. There was kind of this little gap between the bottom and the globe that just wasn't super pretty. So I'm just wrapping this around and we're going to tie it in a simple knot. And then I had this little scrap piece of a red berry garland left in my stash that's also from the Dollar Tree, and it was the perfect size, and I just wrapped it around and twisted it on itself, and that finished it off. And I love how this came out. It's super cute, and you could certainly put any number of things inside of this, and it's just a cute little accent piece for Christmas. All right, so this next one had me really excited. This is one of those tins that you would put like goodies in, baked goods. Did get it from the Dollar Tree, but as soon as I saw this one with the window, I knew I wanted to do something kind of like a snow globe. It's going to be more like a winter scene, but you're going to see how it's all going to come together. So I'm going to Mod Podge the inside of this and put down some faux snow. And then I'm going to let that fully dry. Once again, there's a couple things I would do if I did this again before doing the faux snow. So I'm going to walk you through how I would do it differently, but I was able to make it work, and I really, really love how this one came out. So we're just going to kind of coat the inside until all of the Mod Podge is kind of covered with that faux snow. And then we'll just shake off the excess and let that dry. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you be a part of my YouTube family. I love sharing budget-friendly DIYs with you. So make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos. And be sure to keep an eye on my community tab because I'm going to be doing a Craft With Me live making some Christmas ornaments before too long. And I will be announcing the details of that on my community tab. Okay, so now we're going for the inside, and I took this vase filler. They had these white, I had bought the white and silver ones, but I'm just taking out the white balls and gluing them together with some hot glue to make little snowmen. Once again, hold it together because you really need to hold it firmly until the glue hardens. And then I'm taking this black floral wire, also from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to twist it together and make little snowman arms. It came out super cute, but I will say in the end, you really can't see them too much in the finished product, but I would definitely use this again for maybe making some snowman ornament when you want some arms. And once again, what I'm putting inside of my little snow scene, you can use anything you want, mini ornaments, you can make stuff, you can, Walmart has lots of stuff, Hobby Lobby has lots of stuff, Dollar Tree. Hobby Lobby has a great like miniature section, so do with it what you want, but I'm just going to make little arms, and I put a little hot glue and then shoved them in because these are like styrofoam type balls. And then I've got these fairy lights also from the Dollar Tree. So what I would do is I would attach the lights to the inside and then do the Mod Podge and faux snow. But what I ended up using was this double-sided like foam tape, and it didn't stick super great just because of the faux snow. So I put some hot glue on it, pushed it in there firmly till it dried because you're also gluing onto metal. And then I just kind of took the wire and stuck it to the other side with the stickiness. But I ended up taking, I didn't show this. It's kind of hard to show you what I'm doing. I tried to like get different angles, but then I was having trouble doing it. But some of them I would take another piece of the foam sticky stuff and put it on top of the wire, so the wire was sandwiched between two pieces, and then I just sprinkled in a little faux snow to kind of cover it up. But it's white anyway, so it blends in, and I just do this all the way around the perimeter of this tin. So I hope that all makes sense. Maybe it'll make more sense when you see the finished product at the end. All right, so now I have these white ornaments from the Dollar Tree, these little white trees. Now I filled in the hole. I didn't want the hole to be seen. I filled it in with hot glue because I just kind of had that on hand. And then with whatever was kind of on the top, I sprinkled on some faux snow to kind of cover up the hole. But you could just use Mod Podge too, but my hot glue gun was turned on and next to me, so I did that on both of them just to cover up the hole. And then I'm going to hot glue this and attach this inside, and I do this with both of them, and I would just say use plenty of hot glue and make sure to hold it down until it's all the way dry. Once again, I feel like a broken record, but because you're going through a little bit of faux snow, plus it's on the metal, you just want to make sure that it fully attaches before you let go of it. And I had these two overlapping just a little bit because I didn't do them all the way to the edge. But once again, use whatever you find or whatever you have on hand for this. You could totally do a different type of scene inside, but this is what I chose. And then I picked up these little bottle brush trees from Dollar General. They were only $1, and Dollar Tree has a variety of them too, which I've also picked up, but this one was a 3-pack and it fit perfectly. So that's what I used for this one. And once again, you're going to hot glue it, holding it down firmly until everything is fully attached. If you see this messed up spot on my table, that is because I have destroyed this table doing DIYs in the past. And yeah, I usually cover my work surface now, but I didn't really need to for this one. So you kind of have that ugly spot in the shot, but that's all right. And then we're going to do the same thing with these little snowmen. And I just kind of place them in here. And this is where the arms kind of disappear. You don't really see them as much with the trees. But once again, holding them down until they're fully hardened on. And that completes the little scene inside. And now what we're going to do is just attach the battery pack on the back. And I'm hot gluing it to the bottom. I didn't want to do the top because I didn't want to make it like top heavy. And I made sure that the screw was facing out so I can change the batteries, obviously. But you don't even necessarily have to attach it if you don't want to. You could just set it on the table or surface when you're done. And the wire is nice and thin, so you can put the lid on top. And here it is all finished. I just love how this came out. I think it's so cute, and I love things that light up for Christmas time. There's just something warm and cozy, and this really could be used for the winter. So it just depends on what you decide to put inside of your little snow scene. Alright, well that's it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that really does help me out. Subscribe if you're new, make sure your notification bell is turned on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!